two organizations, charitable clinics. So I devote my time in a week, I could say 7 to 8 hours for my consultancies. And the second thing is been teaching, because I feel education is a fundamental thing which everybody should be have education, the formal education. And I'm delivering my expertise knowledge towards a different discipline in part of optometry. So that in a week I teach almost 4 to 5 hours per a week. And besides that, I work for my association. As I said, 120 college I'm heading as a national coordinator and executive officer. So I devote lots of time for my association and building up all the optometric college as a one standard format and a formalization of that. I do the inspection of all the 22 college across the western region. I have completed also. When I visited lots of hearing impaired school in Bombay, and when I was interacting with them, in fact it was a lots of problems for them to do the interaction because they cannot hear and talk and I cannot understand their language. So it gave me more inspiration. I should find out some of the barriers which I'm finding, because I wanted to talk to them directly instead of taking a help from the family or the teacher. So I have gone beyond that and I have found out the institute which is teaching me the sign language, which I say like this, Indian Sign Language, and that I have learned compromising my evening clinics for shutdown for 9 months, and I went to Aliyawarjung Hearing Institute at Bandra and I have learned sign language, and I am the only optometrist in India who is treating hearing impaired children with a visually impaired or whatever their eye care problems, and I go directly and interact with them in a sign language. So I really thank you them for teaching me this kind of education. Before 4 years, when I was heading the National Association for the Blind as a head of the department, and I was, as I said, my specialization is more dealing with the visually impaired people. So I had a girl coming from Muslim family and very poor locality. In her family there are 7 people are suffering from the retinitis pigmentosa. Their entire 7 people are blind, and unfortunately she went to many doctors, nearly 45 places for the private government. Everywhere she tried her best, but she could not get the success. Once upon a time she came back to my institution, and I just checked her eyes with her. She had a complaint of basically a headache problem. And then when I started going deep into the taking history and evaluation of ophthalmic, and finally I came to know, she's able to perform her day-to-day tasks, what we give with the low vision devices, with the magnifiers and all those non-optical devices. Everybody said to her, like, you have become the blind, you have to accept it, no more you can do it anything, there's no medical treatment available for you. And there are lots of society pressure. She stays in a very poor locality where already 7 people are blind and they do not have even day to day to eat anything, So she said, I'm a burden to my family and I would like to end my life. And that's the way she tried to commit suicide. By 2-3 times she attempted, but fortunately it didn't work out for her. And finally when she came to me, I made her realize why you are here today, because the God wants you to do something. So let's you rock yourself, take a challenge, accept the things. I'm there to motivate you. I'll be there each and every part of your life. Until today, past 4 years, I have never left her alone. In any problem, anything she has, she's been always coordinating, approaching me, and I've been funding her for education, clothes, medicines, and rest of her treatment also. Even I have taken a guarantee for her marriage also. So the family is very much dependent on me. And I have counseled her a lot of times. I have said many things, inspired her. And by this way, her family having so much of faith, and now she wants to be a role model for so many other people. And she has written a wonderful poetry writings, and she is learning Arabic also. Dealing with a woman, as I said, visually impaired, I was into tears many times because I could not see their suffering, and I have myself has experienced like closing your eyes and walking towards your goal. It's very difficult, and that's the only exercise I give it to all my patients who do not take care of their eyes. But after doing all this in young age, when I started before 11 years, many people came across and they were like, hitting on my head. You are such a young girl, you are educated, you should work towards your profession, you should be established right now, and you should have your own clinic, car in your home. Why are you contributing to this society? Nobody is going to come forward and help you out when you require something. And they have made me down like anything. So many times they have discouraged me, in fact. So there are people in the sector who discourage you also, there are people who look into the encouragement also. But I take it very positively and didn't listen to them, and I said, no, this is my goal and I want to do it. And I had a passion towards that, and that's the reason today I'm sustaining myself. Otherwise, if you're doing for the sake of doing, you would have not sustained for 12 long years. Today I don't have any investment or such investment of mine, and I don't have my car or my flat or my clinic. In fact, you know that I'm working for the charitable clinic since you are personally here today. So I do not have the lavish lifestyle, because I feel I am very content about my life, what God has given me. And I will want to increase my fund for the rest of my life for the people who are deprived of, and especially for the visually impaired girls, because I've seen the girls more of visually impaired, they are suffering a lot. And I'm not very happy with their sufferings, because I personally feel why people can suffer, because if I am there and if I can do something for them. So suffering part or depriving of their day-to-day task and day-to-day life, what I have seen people suffering, and that's the reason I should cut down my expenses, my lifestyle, which I can contribute to those people and reach to the community in a better way.